Hey everybody, welcome to the Midweek Check-In. I have Pastor Drew here with me. Thank you for joining us today.
Glad to be here, for sure.
We want to talk to you guys a little bit about summer, because it's coming.
It's
and
here.
That's going to be awesome. It is here, right? It is here.
It's trying to be.
Yes, it's trying to be. We're getting some sun, for sure. But listen, in the summertime, we get off our schedules like crazy. In fact, that's why I'm like, I don't really love summer because of that. I love me some schedule.
Yeah.
But for the rest of us, we want to make sure that we do still keep a schedule, even if we like to get off our schedule. And we've actually been talking a lot here as a staff about a rule of life, which gives us kind of a structure for growth and staying and keeping our hearts and minds before the Lord in all areas of our lives, right?
Right,
Yeah.
right. Yeah, rule of lives it can feel like some legalistic thing, and some people talk about it that way, but it's really, the visual that we use is a trellis for something growing, like in your garden. You create a structure for the growth of something to happen. It's not what makes the growth happen, it's what allows the growth to take place. And so structure is important. I don't know if anybody loves structure, but it's so helpful. And if you think about anything from sports to business to your spiritual life, we all need some form of structure in order to grow.
Yeah.
And so, as we head into the summer and thinking about things like reading plan, I think for me, the reading plan is helpful because it's like I have a set date with the Lord every day. And I know that's something I'm going to read with Him. And if I miss a day, I don't beat myself up about it because I have a date tomorrow with Him as well. So that's kind of the way that I look at the reading plan.
Yeah, and I like that idea of, it is a structure. It's not meant to be rigid, right? It just creates a space. And then the crazy thing is that our reading plan actually also creates a space. So they kind of work together.
Yep.
Other things that can be like kind of included in our rule of life is also like prayer time.
Yep.
Self-care, exercise, sleeping, whatever is going to kind of prepare our hearts and minds again to be able to receive from the Father, and also like spend time with Him and offer ourselves to Him as well. It's kind of this back and forth, right?
Yep, totally. I'm actually reading a book right now. It's called Peak Performance. It's about high performance athletes, and they talk about those that excel beyond the rest. They operate on this stress, rest equals growth kind of formula. So they push themselves, they engage at a certain level, but there's always rest involved. And so even with our rule of life, things like Sabbath, I'm reading this book and I'm going, God already kind of laid this out for us. This isn't new information. But it's interesting how science is catching up with things that God already laid in place. So things like rest, that is crucial, even in the day, like taking a minute in the middle of your day to take a break and just breathe and get out of what you're doing. But for sure, taking a whole day during the week to unplug and to reset, to remember that you're not in charge, there's somebody else who is, and he's much better at it. Those are the types of things in a rule of life that I think are very healthy for us.
Yeah, I agree. I know that I love having a rule of life. It really helps me structure my relationship with the Lord and prioritize it. And I don't feel like pinned to it. It's funny because we just recently like typed them out and turned them in and kind of had this thing. At first I was very resistant to doing that because I was like, well, what works for me. I don't really want to like write it down. Now it's going to be like solid, like I was carving it in stone or something. And so I kind of did feel that way at first, but I realized like this is what I do for now. And it's evolving and changing, and as I respond to the Holy Spirit and how He's calling me to work and rest and read and study and spend quiet time with Him and spend time doing fun stuff. Like in the summer, we spend lots of time doing lots of fun stuff. It actually really does give life and freedom in these areas instead of more, choking.
That's a really great point. I think flexibility with the structure is also important. We don't marry the method or the structure or the rule of life. That's not what is important. That's what's leading to growth. So the things that I did when I was 20 to engage with the Lord, obviously it's different now that I have children and life is different. So my rule of life is very different today than it would have been when I was 20.
Totally, yeah.
And so I've made adjustments along with my life, but the whole point is to grow my relationship with God and other people. And so does this kind of ordering of my life do that? Does it promote that? If it doesn't, then why am I doing it? That's kind of what it comes down to.
That's a good question. So this week we want to challenge you to maybe take a look at something like a rule of life. You can look it up, we can help you, you can reach out to us and we can help you kind of give you a little bit of a template. But kind of take a look at how you schedule your day. What are the rhythms? And are you orienting yourself to have more time with him, creating space for him, so that we can have as much life and freedom as he wants us to have.
That's good.
And during the summer, that's a good time to do that, to make sure that we keep some of that structure going, even with all the fun stuff and all the traveling and out in the sun and all that cool stuff that we get to do.
Yeah,
don't forget to continue reading, you guys. This summer, keep reading. Right now, we just finished the book of Song of Songs, and we are heading into, I don't remember, to be honest with you. We just finished the book of Song of Songs, though, and we're heading into kind of a new kind of section in our reading plan. So we'll be checking in periodically about that throughout the summer. We're also going to be talking about big God stories, things that God is doing in your lives. So if something awesome happens and you want to share with us what that is, reach out to me at shannon@livingwordocarbor.com, and we want to share that story. We're going to have a couple stories coming up here in the next couple of weeks where people are going to be sharing some awesome stuff, so make sure you tune in for that. Thanks, Pastor Drew.
Yeah, of course.
All right, you guys, we'll see you next time. Bye.